Hi, I'm Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. There's a time period, I call it the thrashing period, where you have hope that your relationship is going to survive. And the other part of you is facing the fears of what you really feel is going to end up being a breakup. Now, this time period is really precarious because you've got two opposing feelings going on. Part of you wants to invest in this hope and that if I just think hard enough and stay positive, it'll stay together and we'll still be together. And the other part of you is the realist who is looking at this saying, I've seen the signs and I kind of know where this is going and I think I've been here before and it feels like no matter what he or she is saying, that I'm looking at a breakup. Now, the thing about breakups, they don't always happen in a flash. There can be numerous attempts to reestablish our partnership, and it doesn't work out. I know a gal who went through the thrashing period for a week. Part of her was hoping upon hope and seeing it in her mind, trying to somehow sway what was going to happen. And the other part of her was looking at the dynamic of what was happening, saying, I really feel like that other shoe is going to drop. And when she had the conversation with her boyfriend, he didn't break it up then. He decided to wait a couple weeks and made future plans. So she was inspired to think, well, maybe it is going forward. But then another secondary eruption happened, and they did indeed break up. Now, what do you do during the thrashing period? Because this is very important. In the thrashing period, there are two things that you can do. One, watch those thoughts. You can't have a negative and fearful feeling without having had a thought that precipitated it. So our feelings are in correspondence to our thoughts. If you can catch these thoughts, you actually have a way to deconstruct them, program yourself with positive self-talk, and work your way around this issue. Here's how it would happen. One of my clients is in the thrashing period and thinks that her boyfriend is backpedaling and not interested in her. So I gave her these two assignments, which I'm going to share with you. And the first, of course, is the positive self-talk. I said to her, every time you get one of these fears that goes running through your mind, I want you to be able to isolate it, label it, write it out. I'm terrified he's going to leave me, that he no longer loves me. Okay, work that out. He may leave me. Maybe he doesn't love me anymore. It's not the end of my life. It is my preference that it'll work out. This is a fear. I'm a wonderful person. I know that I deserve love. It could turn around, or I will find somebody better. Or if the thought is, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, we have to pre-program our mind to come up with an automatic, combative thing that will just eliminate those thoughts. I know I'm smart, I know I'm attractive, other people think I'm attractive, I don't know that it's about this, it could be about that, but it has no bearing on who I am. So every time you take a fearful thought, you write its opposite and you state it. What happens in time is that every time that thought floats by in the future, you're starting to hear your automatic response come up and knock it out. So that is a really good practice for any fearful thoughts. It could be about your relationship or about your life, your career, a family member. We have to be able to have positive self-talk override any fear that we have. The second thing to do in the thrashing cycle is to invest completely in your own life. If you have to, and there's a week before you know what your partner is going to say, and maybe they took off, they need time, whatever, take that week, every single night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you plan things with your friends, classes, music, sports, anything that gives you life. Reinvest in your life, because part of the reason that you're so terrified to lose this relationship is that you've probably given up a lot of yourself for this person. Listen, reinvesting in ourselves, no matter where we are in our relationship, is vitally important. No one person can make us happy. Only we can do that. So every time that we're feeling off or insecure or fearful, there's a lot we can do ourselves that we don't need our partner to do for us to make us feel good. If we keep reinvesting in ourselves and watching our negative thoughts and supplanting them with positive thinking, these things will automatically come together. And at the end of this thrashing period, meaning now you have resolution, you will either stay together or you will be apart. But no matter what, with those two things, you have gotten through this segment with much more grace and serenity. And you are far better positioned for whatever is the next step in your journey. Thank you very much. Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net.